folks, it's Queen Legina and welcome back to The Haven. I'm so happy for you all to join me. So it is about time, I guess you all saying, that I put something about health on here. Even though, to backtrack, I have been talking a little bit, skating a little bit on the mental health area or arena, or to help people in that department. Let's start talking about some things that can keep us physically healthy. Because I am a nurse, disclaimer, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a doctor. Nurses, we're just the patient advocate and we educate people. That's what we do. When the doctor writes the prescription or people write articles, whatever it is, we break things down into layman's terms so that it's easier for people to understand. And that is what I am trying to do here. These are just simple things that everyone can do on a day-to-day basis. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So you all, we're gonna be talking about water. I'm just gonna put it out there. I got my little canteen right here that I'm super excited about. I mentioned it in my April 12 Superstars, I think it was called, favorites, because this is like everything that I thought it would be when I saw it on Amazon and purchased it. When I spent my money on it, I felt like I got everything that I spent and more. There were things with it that I hadn't read that comes along with it. It's like the perfect color. Look at that. Doesn't that just make you want to drink some water? Like, look at the color. I like these colors anyway because it's like purple on the bottom, but this just makes you want to drink water, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about why we should be drinking it in the first place. I could stop the video right here and not go any further because we're made up of water, so therefore we have to ingest it or be hooked up to an IV. One way or the other, we got to get it if we want to survive. 60% of our body is made up of water, so we need to be drinking it. Point blank, period. Period. Poo. So let's break this down into percentages, and you all can go and do your own research. I always encourage people to do that. Don't let one human being become your God, become your king. Like, look, you are royalty yourself. Go do the research. 73% for your heart and your brain, okay? Those are two important organs, folks. That's an area where we need to physically function. Those two organs, like, they're like bosses of the body. So yeah, 83% for your lungs, okay? So we need to breathe and we need to breathe appropriately. 64% for your skin. That's why when we drink water, our skin looks gorgeous. All right, 79% for our muscles and our kidneys. 31% for bones. That makes sense because they are kind of dense. 90% for your plasma, which makes up more than half of the total of your blood volume. So if you're feeling a little peaked, you could be just dehydrated. So if you lose 2% of this, dehydration is noticeable. So that was one huge reason of why we should be drinking water. So let's go into number 2. Drinking water helps maximize physical performance. It helps with our motivation and it helps with our energy. That's why I have a really hard time not understanding why people in the medical field can't drink water as freely as they should. I digress, so let's keep going. It helps to reduce oxidative stress, and that's really detailed, oxidative stress is, but let's just say that's one reason why we eat antioxidants, because oxidative stress and oxidation is not necessarily a good thing. So number 3, it leads to dehydration, of course, and it decreases our mood if we're dehydrated. It decreases our ability to concentrate, and I have personally felt this. So yes, I have felt a certain way, then drunk water and felt a different way. On that note, it can decrease feelings of anxiety. It can decrease feelings of anxiety and fatigue. Another reason is it can help prevent headache, drinking water. Now, I've noticed on this point is you can't wait too long. To prevent a headache, you have to preventively be drinking water throughout the day, or when you're out and about, drink water. I have noticed, because I am more so of a person when I am in a large social setting, my energy decreases faster, where with some other people, it may ignite them and fuel them. But I've noticed that I fatigue slower, and I'm not prone to get a headache from that if I'm drinking water more consistently throughout the day and if I bring it with me. So that's just a note for anyone who may be like that. Another reason is it helps prevent constipation. Yes, it keeps things flowing. Keeps things flowing, keeps things moving, keeps things lubricated. A lot of the times your body will pull water from where it needs to pull it to get to those places where it's most vital, and sometimes it will pull from that area. So if you're keeping hydrated, then it gets to stay in the area. So yeah. Drinking water helps to prevent kidney stones, and that is something that's more in depth, so I'll just leave that right there. But just FYI for people who might want to explore that on their own a little later, it helps prevent kidney stones because it keeps the kidneys and that area down there nice, and well, yeah, it just keeps things flowing, keeps things less concentrated, things less likely to build up and calcify, and yeah, all that stuff. Drinking water, as some people know, it helps prevent hangovers. And the reason why it helps prevent hangovers is because alcohol is not something that is hydrating. Alcohol is something that is dehydrating. So when it comes to drinking things like pop, drinking things like coffee, and drinking things like alcohol, you want to be sure to incorporate water within your day because those drinks are dehydrating. Water helps aid in weight loss, and that's something that's another in-depth area as well. I do know it's great though when you're working out and you're exercising. Really important to drink water before you go to the gym. Make sure you're nice and hydrated, because just like I mentioned before, it's going to help give you that energy to keep going. Okay, so that moment when you thought you were recording and then you really weren't, that just happened to me. But you know what that means? What I tell myself is the second time around just means it's going to be better. Those were pretty much all the reasons why that I've come up with thus far of why we should be drinking water, okay? If I look a little different, it's because I had to come back on here and do some more recording. Some of the footage that I had recorded, I lost it some kind of way. I don't know if I accidentally deleted it or if my phone stopped recording. So yeah, had to come back on and give you all an outro of some sort, because I went to upload and I was like, wait a minute. That would have been like so disrespectful if I just left you all hanging. So you all have a great rest of the day, and if you're getting ready to go to bed, please have a good night's rest. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.